what are some of the best practices to do to make sure you get your tote empty and make sure you get full drainage?
Another good question, Murray. That is probably the biggest, how can we say, time consumer regarding PROCOTE, is making sure the totes are empty, the totes are clean. Best practice when you get a PROCOTE tote, because PROCOTE is an SC, viscosities are 3,000 centipoise, it's canola oil, it's loaded with micronutrient. We have a thickening agent in it to bring up the thickness to suspend the nutrients. It is hard to get everything out of the tote very easy, very simply. There's really no easy way to do it. However, there's a few things you can do to help yourself. Number one, proper heat. Number two, proper agitation. The next step would be when you put the tote in the building on your platform scale or your stand, put it on a 4x4 block, a wedge at the back, and that will tilt the tote right from the start. Don't do it halfway through, do it right at the beginning. The tote will be on about a 4-inch slope, and it'll just kind of keep any of the heavier sediments, just the heavier product, it'll just slowly keep it flowing to the outlet valve, so that when the pump is pumping, it'll start pulling that thicker stuff out all the time. Talking about year end and cutoffs, you want to make sure that you get out every inch of PROCOTE you can. Through those steps, heat, agitation, and tilting. The second step that you might have to do in some totes is manual scraping. I hate to say it, but there is sometimes a manual cleanout required, but it's worth it to recover the product. My favorite tool, believe it or not, is just this simple rake. You can get it at any garden center. There are some brooms that you can get that are fairly stiff bristled as well, but this actually works better than a scraper to me. You might have to clip a couple of these brushes off. Simply take the cap off, put this in the tote, tilt it into a pail, into another tote, into something, and just slowly scrape this to the outlet valve. Sometimes you can scrape it all to the end and then walk away from it for a couple hours, let it drain, come back, either do it once more, or you might not have to do it again, and the tote should be drained.
So when I look for a drained tote, it's not going to be perfectly clean and white, is it? It's still going to have traces of PROCOTE on the walls, but we just want to make sure we get everything we can out of that tote, right?
Correct. Yeah, you're never going to get the tote 100% clean.